Hey everyone, this is Frugal Panda here with a quick review of the Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus. I wasn't really going to do a review of this. I actually opened it and I was like, oh, let me get this on video and just take you along the way as I initially set up this Samsung Galaxy Tab A9 Plus. I didn't read the instructions. I didn't do anything. I'm just winging it. I'm no Android expert. I'm just an average person like most of the people that are going to watch this video. You see comparison. The small one is my Samsung Galaxy Tab A7 Lite. It has an 8.7 display. I'll leave a link in the description for that one too. It's an international version. I bought it for travel because it also has Wi-Fi capabilities and 4G LTE. And it's 32 gigabyte hard drive. Anyway, I bought this one to replace it, not because there's anything wrong with it. The thing's been a little workhorse, but a little slow for my taste for what I was using it for. And also, here and there I was using my wife's. I bought her a couple years ago an Apple. Whatchamacallit, I forget what it is, an iPad. The in-between one. I can't remember the name of it. It's not the low end, it's that in-between one, which it was a lot better than my little tab in a way, and I wanted a bigger one. It was more so about the size of the screen, and so I almost splurged and spent a whole lot more money. But people said no, the Samsung Galaxy A9 Plus is a great one for budget-minded people. It's got a big display. Let's go through the specs as I'm talking. So it has a big display. It's like 11-inch screen. I went to 128 gigabyte hard drive one because you also get the 8 gigs of RAM. My other one, the little guy I got there, is like a 3 or 4 gigabytes of RAM in it. So I said, no, I want at least double the RAM in it. And like I said, the little one did fine. I have no issues with it. I wanted a bigger screen. They said it's budget friendly. It's built well. So when I got it, I took it out of the box. I was like, oh, it's nice. And I've had other Galaxies like this before, and it worked really well. So anyway, like I said, right off the bat, I didn't realize this is pretty good quality for what I paid. A little over $200, I believe it was. Which for me, I think that's a decent price for a budget 11-inch screen tablet. I almost went cheap. I almost did Temu. I almost did like some other ones out of China, but then I was like, no, spend a little bit more and get this. And it had pretty strong reviews. I went through the reviews on Amazon, and most of the ones that people had issues with it, one, didn't know anything about tablets. Two, it was really nothing related to the quality of the tablet, or it was them being really picky. Very few people had actual errors with this. Setting it up, I set it up and basically turned on my other Samsung Galaxy Tab, which I've never done, in regards to how you transfer the data in between, so I don't have to download a bunch of different stuff. The color of this is graphite, by the way, if I didn't say that, and it's a 2024 version. I'll leave Amazon link in the description for this exact one. I'll leave for my A7 too, especially if you like to watch movies and stuff. The A7 is a good buy. It was the international version, and you can throw your SIM card in. It was relatively easy to use with that. With that being said, I enjoyed setting this up. It was not hard, and I did it all from just what it told me to do. It recognized my other Galaxy was right there, and I did what it said. And if it seems like I'm moving fast, it's sped up. We don't need to spend 20-30 minutes on this. I'm just an average Joe. I'm telling you about this. Now, by the time this video comes out, I'm making it now. I've had this 2 or 3 months. It's went on many camping trips with me, and I use my tablets heavily, especially for movies. I work a night shift job at one of my jobs, and so I always have movies playing every night for a minimum of 3 or 4 hours while I'm doing other things. I got to have background music or sound if I'm not watching them, or like a podcast or something going. So these get heavily used. They're just not used every blue moon. I'm saying, oh, they're great, quality. No, they really do get used. When I'm camping, same thing. I like to use them. I'm a heavy horror movie watcher. Cheesier the better for me. So even when I'm camping, I have movies playing, a lot of scary movies, a lot of Tubi, a lot of Pluto. Believe it or not, I got Netflix and Amazon, and I download a lot of cheesy movies to keep on there, especially if I'm not going to have coverage. I like to use it that way. As you see, I pulled out the micro SD card that was in my old one and transferred it over to that one. I think the one I had in there may have been 16 or 32 gigabytes, but it says this can expandable memory up to 1 terabyte, which is amazing with this. And this is 2024 version, and so it's pretty modern. It's going to have updates, for several years to come. I have no complaints. So like I said, now have used it over 2 months heavily. camping trips, work. I always have it in my backpack. I'll do a review of my actual case, and I'll leave a link in the case that I actually put on this. As soon as I got this, I used it for maybe one day until the Amazon case got there, and I threw it in a case immediately. I like to protect my tablets. What I also like about it is kind of like I have an EV, a Nissan Aria, and if you know with EVs, you're really not supposed to charge them past 80% when you're fast charging them. This charge is fairly fast, not the fastest, but it has where I can set it where it only charges to 80%, kind of like an EV car. So it makes the longevity of your battery much longer, so your battery does not deteriorate when you're always doing it to 100 when you don't need it. And it says 100 on it, but I know it's charging to like 80% most of the time. And I have no problems. I'm never running out of charge on this thing. It's very good at multitasking for a budget tablet. Is it going to be as good as like a $500 to $1,000 tablet? Possibly not. But you know what? It does fine by me. I don't have any complaints about it. And I think for an average person doing light gaming or doing some RPGs or doing some online MMOs or just basic games like that, you're fine like that. And I'm not talking about super basic, but you can play some decent games on here. As far as movies and stuff, oh, it's awesome. The sound is great. It's got quad speakers. I like having the 8 gigs of RAM, so it's a little bit quicker than my old one. I really do enjoy it. The battery life is really good on it. It has an upgraded chipset. You can look up all the specs if you're really interested in this. But I think it's great. I think it works really well for me. It's also 7,040 mAhs if you're interested in that. I'll leave links in the description. This is a Samsung Galaxy A9 Plus, and it's an 11-inch screen. So I said it has a pretty large battery in it. I think that's really cool. The sound is actually really good. It has Dolby Atmos. Is it Atmos? I know it's Dolby. Anyway, it sounds great to me. You can have a bunch of windows open at the same time. It also has a Samsung Kids, so you can set it up where it's kids friendly, and they can surf certain things, but not everything. As you know, with tablets, as soon as they're set up, I've never had a tablet not do this. They need to upgrade. So you want to use your tablet, and all of a sudden, oh, it needs to upgrade. Like, great. It didn't take that long to upgrade it either. I was just a little impatient. Even though you're watching me upgrade it and fast, pretty fast, it's just more so we can talk about it. It has this, it can send files pretty fast. It did not take that long to transfer my data, everything from my old Samsung Galaxy Tab to this, which I really did like about it. If you get the 128, you get 8 gigs of RAM. Now, if you get the 64 gigabyte, you're going to get the 4 gigs of RAM. Pay a little bit more money, get the 128. Trust me. Just get the 128 so you can get the 8 gigs. There is a difference. The processor on this is going to be a Qualcomm Snapdragon 695 if you're interested in that. Refresh rate to 90 hertz as you saw in the beginning. But yeah, I really, really do like it. Weight of this is around 1 pound, 1.32 pounds. I can see it. I'll leave links in the description, though. Go check this one out. I think it's good. Budget, average Joe, someone that needs something to consume, movies, shorts. I think it's great. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.